Hey, what's up everyone? Today we're going to dive into the 80s and 90s with the newer DSP Mesa Boogie Mark II C+ suite. The Mark series is a legendary amp series that has been used by many known players over the decades. And what I want to do in this video is go back to the 80s and 90s when that amp was launched and just dive into the sounds which for me are still relevant today, and I use them in a modern day context. I think that's very cool, and I want to share today with you 4 presets that we're going to build together. So let's dive in. So the first tone that we're going to build is a classic rock sound that I used for the intro playing of the demo song. I reset all the settings on the plugin, and this is where we are starting for all the tones. By the way, this is my RG550 with legendary Searing pickups in it, and it sounds absolutely monstrous in drop G sharp that it's currently tuned in. All right, so let's create a classic rock tone. Let's go to the signal coil position. So this is where we are right now. Not bad, but it sounds too perfect for me in a sense. Now the first thing what I think makes it vintage is if you turn the amp around and use the reverb that is built in the amp. And I believe that must be a spring reverb because it sounds like this. Very vintage reverb. I really like it. Sounds very nice already, but what I did is I changed to the second cab, which has that, sizzle to it, which I really like. So right now we are using a dynamic 57. It's too modern for the sound that we're going for. I personally really like the 409. Because it's big and warm and it just matches the vibe. That's what I'm going for. I just added a little bit of delay, just a little bit. And make sure to cut it in the lows and highs to make it a bit more lo-fi. Now I think this still has a bit too much energy, so I think what we're going to do is we are going to reduce volume and master. This is thinning up the sound a bit. In my ears, a bit more vintage as well. To finish it really off, I used the doubler effect, which in my opinion just rounds it off as a vintage sound. You know, it's like being recorded by two microphones. Very roomy and just, yeah. All right, the next tone that I want to build with you is a fat and super nasty 90s new metal-ish sound that I used for the rhythm parts in the demo track. So we obviously need more drive, more distortion. So let's pull the lead up. Very fat, very fuzzy. I really like it. So to make it a bit more chuggy, I would say a bit more modern, let's pull down the bass a bit. And we can basically also start mixing it already by reducing some of the lows here. I would suggest that we use an overdrive, the second one, which is really aggressive, and we are going to use it in the traditional metal manner. No drive, level all the way up. Very, very nice. Let's check out the different cabs. So the last cab is what I personally prefer because it's just super, super round and fat. Again, I use the 409 here to just create, you know, big fuzzy tones. While we're at it, we can add a bit more gate. Perfect. I want a bit more bite, so I'm going to pull lead master here. It says pull bright, so a bit more aggression, and I think it's perfect. Yes, very, very nice. Okay, next up, I want to go back a decade to the 80s with a searing, overly saturated lead sound. Let's go. So for that, I use the plus plus, or double plus, if you will. Of course, pull the lead for the drive. However, that's not searing enough. So let's go ahead and add an overdrive. I use the third cab here. Let's check it out. Still not leady enough, so let's pull the bright. Now it starts to bite. Let's make it into a proper lead and let's add a bit of delay and reverb. I'm cutting highs and lows to just make it a bit more, you know, lo-fi sounding. It's not really 80s yet, and that's because we haven't activated the lovely, lovely chorus pedal that is in front of the amp section. So what it will do when it's in front is create, you know, that sizzling sound. Yes, yes. Perfect. Last but not least, I absolutely want to show you a preset that I made, which I think sounds phenomenal. If it sounds 80s or 90s, that's up to you to judge, but I like it so much and I have to show it to you. So let's start again at the beginning. So it's a very, very ambient sound. I think personally that the reverb in this plugin is one of the best sounding Neewer DSP reverbs that they have across their plugins. It just sounds so incredibly ambient and just makes you drift away. And decay is insanely long. It just goes into infinity. Let's check it out. I want to add a compressor to get these notes to be a bit more even. Let's add a bit of delay to really make this ambient. So I'm going to use the dual, which is stereo if you put it into different times. Alright, thank you very much guys for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed these tones that I showed you today. Make sure to check out my Patreon page if you want to download the presets and just put them right into your plugin. And I will also include a couple of more presets that I created and used for the demo song that you heard in the beginning of the video. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching this video and I will see you next time.